My station is called Aqua Bodies, okay? So I want you to open your journal, and I want you to take what is called the station name, and I want you to write Aqua, which is A-Q-U-A, Bodies. And actually, Aqua probably isn't a new word for you, because if you have a big box of crayons, do you know you've got a crayon in there that will say Aqua? Because what do you think it's supposed to be the color of?
Blue.
It is blue, isn't it? It's supposed to be the color of
The ocean.
the ocean, because what fills the ocean? Water. Absolutely. It's supposed to represent the color of water. But here's another thing. Do you know that if you see aqua in a word, it's going to mean something to do with water? So anytime you see a word like aquarium, where you put your pet fish in, it's a water habitat. It's going to be aqua, aquarium. There's underground storage areas where water is stored, and they're called aquifers. And you know, even a scientist who studies under the water, that studies marine life and whatever, is called an aquanaut. So I'm talking about aqua bodies today, okay? And usually when I hear someone talk about a body of water, I think of lakes, rivers, streams, and oceans, but that's not what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about what kind of body do you think? That's right, she's pointing to herself. I'm going to talk about your body. I'm going to talk about living organisms. We are all part of the water cycle. And as a matter of fact, our own wonderful body is cycling water all the time and using water all of the time. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about all the ways that your body uses water. Okay, I'm also going to have you write, you know that in what new words did you learn, the third question, and you probably have heard of these words, and you might even know somewhat of what they mean. We're going to talk a lot about hydrate, and I want you to write that word in your journal, because for my presentation, that is health. That is a very vital word, hydrate, H-Y-D-R-A-T-E, hydrate, okay? And then you know about prefixes and suffixes, what powerful word parts they are. So when I take the word hydrate, which is such a tricky spelling because there's no I in it at all, even though it sounds like it, it's H-Y-D-R-A-T-E, hydrate. When I put that D in front of it, now it becomes dehydrate, right? So what is that D to the word hydrate? Hydrate means what? Who knows what hydrate means? Yeah.
It means when you get water and drink water.
Absolutely. Hydrate means to water. It means to water. So when I go out and I water my garden, I'm hydrating my garden. I could use that as a synonym. So hydrate means to supply water or liquid in order to maintain a healthy balance, okay? And you become hydrated when you can take in water and hydrating fluids. So what does dehydrate mean? What does dehydrate mean?
When you're not full of water.
That's right. Dehydrate means to lose water, right? Means to take water out. Now, we don't purposely take water out of our body. We don't do that. We do lose water every second of our life, though, because right now, when you're sitting here and you're listening to me, do you know that your body is using water? Yeah. It is the #1 nutrient of all living organisms. It's the most important nutrient and the most amount of any nutrient that you have in your body. Do you know your body right now is about 70% water? Your body's about 70% water. Now that doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't know what a percent is, because if you look at some of the information that I have around the room, you see all those percentiles I have in my trifold, that the skin is 64% water, and these are averages. You know, I'm not going to say that your skin is 64% water and mine is the same. Yours might be 66% water, mine might be 63% water. So these are just averages. The skin is 64% water. The brain, we always say, is about 75% water. So if anyone ever wants to call you an airhead, you don't ever let them call you an airhead. Do not let them insult you that way. You just look at them, you put your hands on your hips, and you look at them and you say, excuse me, I am not an airhead, I'm a waterhead. Yep, scientifically we're all waterheads. So don't let them call you an airhead, we're waterheads. And you know what? What does that water do? That's what makes you smart. That's what helps you process information. That's what helps you focus. That's what helps you think clearly. That's what makes you feel alert. Do you know one of the first signs of dehydration, where you're losing water and you need to put it back into your body, is being tired, fatigue. Your brain doesn't function as well. You become unable to focus or to concentrate. Concentration takes water. You need to keep your brain hydrated. A really, really good sign that you're probably more than mildly dehydrated is if you get a headache. Okay? So you have to hydrate your brain. Well, what is a percentile? What does it mean when I say you're 70% water and the water is dispersed differently in the body, and your brain is about 75% water? What's a percentile? What's a percent? If I keep spouting off about percents and you don't know what a percent is, does that mean anything to you? No. Who can tell me what a percent is? You probably haven't had that yet. What's a percent?
How much?
It's how much out of what? How many equal parts? If you were just totally water, what percent would that be?
100%.
There, you know that. If you were pure water, you'd be 100% water. So a percentile is based on 100 equal parts. You can take anything and divide it into 100 equal parts, and then whatever percent you say, it's that amount out of 100 parts. So your brain is 75 out of 100 parts. On the average, your skin is 64 out of 100 parts water. Your muscles are 79 out of 100 parts water. Okay? So look at how that water is dispersed. And that water does important things that you need to know that helps your body to function efficiently. Okay, we already talked about the brain, right? Okay? Now, let's everybody think about their mouth. Do you all have a wet mouth right now?
Yeah.
Should you have a wet mouth right now?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you know another sign of dehydration is a dry mouth? Because we don't think about it, but we always have a wet mouth if we're hydrated, because we have saliva in our mouth, which has a very important job to do, and it's mostly water. As soon as I start to eat or put anything in my mouth, it starts to break that food down. Okay? And we know that just like you put gas in your dad's car, you put food in your body. It's the fuel of your body. So your body has to break down that food and get all of the nutrients and minerals your body needs out of it for energy. So water in your digestive juices and in your saliva starts to do that. It breaks down all of your food. And then water transports. What does transport mean? It carries those nutrients and minerals to all the parts of the body that you need, where you need it, okay? So water is a transport, it's a carrier of different things your body needs to different places in your body. And then guess what? You lose or use a big amount of water every day going to the bathroom. And that's a really important functioning of your body. Because just like you get up in the morning and you clean your body with water, your body cleans its insides with water, okay? And so you lose a lot of water that way, and we're not done yet. Going back to the mouth, did you know that every time you breathe out, every time you exhale, you're losing water? And we've got water all around us right now. We're in a room of water, okay? What's that water called? Do you know what the gas form of water is called? No, it's called water vapor. Water vapor. We're going to use that word evaporation in just a bit, okay? Because can we think of our own body with the word evaporation? Oh shoot. tell you how in just a bit. Okay, so we know that a sign of dehydration is fatigue, being tired, okay? We also lose a lot of water going to the bathroom, we lose a lot of water breathing, and I'm going to show you that you're losing water every time you breathe. When you breathe out, do you know what that's called? Exhaling, right? And when we breathe in, what's it called? Inhaling. So we inhale and we exhale, and we inhale and we exhale. When you inhale, you're taking in air, and we need the gas called oxygen for our body. The byproducts of our breathing that we breathe out is carbon dioxide and water vapor. Okay, so here we go. I want you to take your hands. Are you ready? We're going to do 5 big puffs right into our hands. You have to put it right up to your mouth. Here we go. Feel your hand. Feel your hand right away. What does it feel like? It's warm and it's wet. It's moist, isn't it? That's because we are warm-blooded mammals. We maintain a body temperature of about 98.6 degrees, and we cannot let our body temperatures, warm-blooded mammals, get too high. That's why mom and dads are always checking your temperature if you're sick. Nor can we let it get too low. That's why in the wintertime we cover up. We put on our caps and our hats and our mittens, because you can't let your temperature drop too much, okay? So as warm-blooded mammals, you feel your exhaling is warm, okay, because our internal temperature, our inside temperature, is much warmer than the outside air, okay? And you feel that your hand is damp because of the water that you just put into your hand in the form of a gas. There's 3 states of water. There's the gas, water vapor, there's the liquid water, and of course there's the solid, which is ice, okay? Now, the solid form, which is ice, you see in the wintertime. How many of you have ever gone out in a cold day and you go, oh my gosh, it's cold today, I can see my breath? Yeah, do you know why you can see your breath? Because those water molecules that you just breathed into your hand hit that cold, freezing air, and those water molecules freeze. Okay, so it looks like steam coming out of your body because that water vapor is freezing in the cold temperature. Tricky, huh? Here's another thing, and your name again is? Mason. Mason, you're playing a really, really big, hard game of basketball or soccer, and all of a sudden Mason stops, and how does Mason feel? He's hot and sweaty. Well, remember, I told you as warm-blooded mammals, we perspire to keep our body protected from a heat stroke, okay? Remember, we cannot get too hot. Our body temperature cannot go up too much, okay? So here's what your miraculous body does. It sends water, liquid water, through the pores of your skin, and there it sits for a while, okay? Because it doesn't stay there. Who knows what it does? That water from your body will, now use your word, say it big. Yeah, exactly. What a scientist I've got here. Absolutely. That water evaporates off of your body. It goes from a liquid to a gas, and it goes off into the atmosphere off of your body. And you know what it does? When it does that, it pulls the heat right out of your body with it, and it cools you down. Okay? It cools you down. Okay? So that, and even think about that. You see the same kind of results when, how many of you have ever been swimming and you're really enjoying the water, but you get out and you're just freezing? You're so cold. Yeah, because you know that water's evaporating from your swimsuit in your body, and it's cooling you down. Yeah. You have a miraculous body. Here's another thing I bet Mason and you didn't know about cleaning the inside of your body. Do you know that when that water evaporates from the surface of your body, that it's also pulling waste materials out of your body right through your skin? That's another way that your body cleans itself. And I'm not done yet. Do you know, and I don't know, maybe Gannon's told you that I've got really cool moves, that his grandma can really dance great.
Actually, yeah.
Actually, yeah, he has? Okay, oh great. Because when I'm on Dancing with the Stars, I'm going to have you be my partner, okay? Do you know why We can move our limbs so easily. You know why we can flex our elbows and move our fingers? Guess what they're lubricated with? Water. Do you know why you want to drink water for muscles? I told you that your muscle is made up of how much water? Can you see on my chart? 79 out of 100 parts. Now these are averages as water. So I need to have really a good water balance to have good muscle tone. Okay, so that's important for me too. So, muscles, and then I'm not done yet. Don't we all want soft, flexible, supple skin? Yeah, it's water that does that too. As a matter of fact, here is another sign of dehydration. If you take the back of your hand and you pinch it, don't hurt yourself, but just pinch it and kind of lift the skin up. And some of you can maybe do it because your skin is pretty tight on the back of your hand, and that's good. Okay, because that shows you have a lot of good water balance in your skin. And you let it go, it should smooth out right away. It should just smooth out. If it stays up, then that's a sign of dehydration. Now, I already told you that you're about 70% water. But as we get older, we become less water. Do you know that when you were a fetus and you were developing actually in your mother's body, you were 94% water. You were 94 out of 100 parts water. You were actually a water baby. By the time you were born and you were an infant, you were 75% water, and now you're probably anywhere between 65 and 75% water, and your teacher is probably around 66 to 60% water, and the older we get, we become less water, but we're still 50% or higher. All living organisms are at least half water. Okay, so it depends how old we are. It also depends where we live, how humid and how hot the climate is where we live, and how well you've kept yourself hydrated. For example, if we can measure the water in this young lady, she might have kept herself better hydrated today than this young lady, and she might be just a little bit more water than this young lady, right? So, do we want to have good hydration habits? Absolutely. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Mason, have you ever heard your teacher say, Mason, that you should drink at least 8 glasses of water a day? Well, that's been a health rule, Mason, forever. When I was your age, my teachers would tell me that all the time. You've got to drink 8 glasses of water, 8 glasses of water. Well, here, okay, I go in my cupboard, and I've got a glass this high, I've got a glass this high, and I've got a glass this high. And I think, okay, what does she mean by 8 glasses of water a day? Okay, so I go on the computer, research, love to research. What do they mean by glasses? Well, they mean 8 ounces. So 8 ounces of water a day. Well, 8 ounces of water is a cup. I take my high glass, and I've got 2 cups of water in that glass. So when I drink a full glass of water, I'm actually drinking 2 cups. So I have to drink at least, every day, try to drink 4 to 5 of those glasses of water because I want to drink 8 to 10 cups of water. Now, here's something. What is your name? I have picked on Mason enough, so Carter, I'm picking on you now. Okay, so Carter. Carter decides on Saturday that his teacher has been talking about this fantastic book. And so he's going to have kind of a physically quiet day. He's not going to go out and play soccer. He's not going to go ride his bike. He's not going to go knock on his friend's door. He's just going to have a quiet day. He's going to get that book read. Okay? Do you know that our bodies, even on a quiet day of physical activity, will use 10 cups of water? On the average, breathing, going to the bathroom, digesting our food, is going to use. Using our brain, because he's reading that book. If Mason decides to go out and play soccer, does he need to use his brain to make the good moves he's going to make? Absolutely. So, here's the thing. Why would I tell you to drink 8 cups of water every day? And I know that the human body uses 10 cups, even when we're not doing a whole lot of stuff. Why would I do that? You know why? Because I know there's another way that you put water in your body. You don't just drink fluids and water to get water in your body. There's another really important way that you get water in your body other than drinking it. And scientists tell us 1/5 or 20% on the average of the water that you get in your body is from doing what? Doing what? Eating it. That's right, eating the foods that have a good amount of water in them. What are these?
Grapes.
These are grapes, absolutely. Do you know, now you can look at the other side of my chart, how much water is in a grape? 81% of 100 parts of each of these grapes is water. So do you think I get a lot of water in my body when I eat these grapes?
Yes.
I do. Not only do I get these grapes nutrients and minerals for my body, but I also get its water content. It nourishes my body even with water. And this is the same exact fruit. What are these?
Raisins.
Raisins. These are raisins. And no, you know what? Same exact food. Except what's happened to the raisins?
Dried up.
Dried up. What's the scientific word for these raisins? We dehydrated these raisins. I wonder if I took all the water out of Mason if he'd look like a raisin. I don't know. I don't think. Would that be good for Mason? No. Because scientists tell us that if we lose 8 to 10% of our body's water without replenishing it, without putting it back, that pretty soon our brain isn't working anymore. We can become unconscious, and then we're going to need medical intervention to get us hydrated so that we don't perish, so that we don't die. We're Aqua Bodies. We need that water, okay? So I decide, just like my friend here, you know, I'm not going to read my book during my meal time, so I'm going to have a really, really nice salad for lunch. Do you know that a head of lettuce is 96% water? Tomatoes, which I love on my salad, are 94% water. These wonderful favorite vegetables of mine are, what are? Carrots. Yes. What are carrots? Carrots are what percent water? They're 88% water. So if I eat this carrot, do I get its water? Absolutely. Will it hydrate me? Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, you're looking kind of droopy. You know, a sign of dehydration is fatigue. You know, so I'm going to hydrate you. I'm going to cut this carrot at about 88% because you know this carrot is mostly water, and I'm just going to dump this carrot juice, which is water. Let's see, 88%. That's almost all the carrot. There's only 12% of the carrot that isn't water. I'm going to cut it right about here, and I'm going to dump the carrot juice on your head. And I'm going to hydrate. You don't mind if I hydrate her, do you? No, your teacher says I can hydrate you. Okay, so feel that carrot where I cut it. It feels what? Yeah, it feels what? So I'm going to just dump that on your head. Well, you know what? I should have thought about this because when your mother wants to hydrate you, she doesn't grab a cup of water and pour it on your head, does she? No, she doesn't. You have to do what with that cup of water? You have to drink it. What does she have to do with this carrot? She has to eat it. That's right. So she's going to be able to get this 88% of the water this carrot has if she eats it, because guess what? If this is full of water, why could, what's your name?
Haley.
Haley? Haley, you're such a good sport. She didn't even quit smiling. Do you know something? I knew Haley wasn't going to get wet. I knew that I couldn't dump this carrot juice. I can feel when I'm cleaning carrots, when I'm cutting cucumbers, when all of these different fruits and vegetables that are so much water, that are so good for us, they feel wet when you're cleaning them, when you're cutting into them. But a lot of water, some might pour out, but it doesn't fully pull out. Because guess where 2/3 of the water is in your body? The water in your body is made up of the tiny little building blocks that make up all parts of your body, and it's called the cell. That's where the water is. It's in the tiny, tiny building blocks of this carrot called cells. Most cells are at least 2/3 water. So are the cells in your body, okay? So boys and girls, when you become really severely dehydrated, your body pulls that water out of the cells of your water to try to protect you and save you. That is not a good situation for the human body or for living organisms. So here's my message to you. First of all, thank you for being such great listeners. I'm going to tell Gannon he's very lucky to be in a school with such good teachers and great students. And then Aqua Bodies. Stay hydrated and stay healthy.